Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I want to answer the question, what is Bitcoin? When most people talk about Bitcoin, they're talking about it in terms of its fiat price or its US dollar price. Today that's just under $58,000. And as you can see, over its life, Bitcoin has been a little bit volatile. People have claimed that Bitcoin is dead many, many, many times, but for some reason, Bitcoin just seems to keep coming back. $100 invested in Bitcoin back in 2010 would be worth about $42 million today. So this is a very serious asset class. Right now, it's worth over $1.2 trillion. When you rank that amongst other large asset classes, the biggest assets in the world, you see things like gold, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia just made this list, a couple other familiar names, but the 10th largest asset in the world by market capitalization is Bitcoin. So why didn't everybody just buy this thing in 2010 and become millionaires? Or like myself in 2016, why didn't I just buy this for under $1,000 a Bitcoin? I, like many people, was scared. I didn't know what I was getting into. Is this a bubble? Is it a Ponzi scheme? Is this scamming internet money for criminals? After doing some research, you can see just how silly some of these assumptions can really be because Bitcoin is a new kind of money. It's not issued by a government. It's neutral money that cannot be manipulated by corporate insiders, government officials, politicians, or corporations. It's peer to peer. Anyone can send Bitcoin to anyone in the world without a third party, like or a financial services company like PayPal, Zelle, Venmo, and its supply is fixed. There can never be more than 21 million Bitcoins. It's scarce, like gold. Central banks cannot just print more Bitcoins. Now, think about some of the effects of your government, your central bank printing your currency that you have in savings. And think about how that's impact trips to the grocery store over the last couple of years, 5, 10, 20, 30 years ago. That's a little bit different because the purchasing power of the US dollar has fallen. This is a chart from 2013 that shows the US dollar since the inception of the Federal Reserve, since 1913. At that time, $1 would buy you about 30 Hershey's bars. Today, that would cost you $26.14. It's not just chocolate bars. Your entire purchasing power has fallen by a multitude of 26 since the inception of the Federal Reserve, since your government has started printing money. So the US dollar will always lose value over time. And it's likely that a Big Mac will cost over $35 by just the year 2030. So what are you going to do? How do you protect your savings in an environment like this? Should you put in gold? It's been flat the last 12 years. It's certainly not keeping up with the rate of inflation here in the US. Put in real estate, but then you have to deal with tenants, maintenance costs, insurance, property tax. Real estate is not divisible. You can't buy $5, $10, $100 worth of it, and you can't transfer it to somebody else very easily or move it around across state lines. You could also put it in treasuries. People, call this a safe asset class, but the interest that you're being paid on those bonds is always going to be less than the reported rate of inflation. The government is never going to pay you more than they can print to fund themselves. Another option is stocks. People have gotten lucky and made some money in stocks, but a lot of people get unlucky, and you very well could pick the next blockbuster, Kodak, or next company to go bankrupt or be acquired by a company that's mismanaged. There's a lot of things that are out of your control in the stock market. So if you can't trust any of those things, why trust Bitcoin? It's really fundamentals of Bitcoin. You don't have to trust Bitcoin. You can verify it. All of these things are hard coded into the Bitcoin core software. So it's a scarce asset. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins that are ever mined, minted, produced. It's a fixed supply cap. Can't be seized if you hold it correctly. It can't be censored. It can't be controlled by anyone except for you. You don't have to trust a bank to hold it for you, and you can send it anywhere in the world. So Bitcoin is a great way to preserve your economic energy and send economic value to your future self in the form of a retirement fund, a 401k, or simply holding it in cold storage in a stable country like the United States. But Bitcoin is a life raft in countries facing instability like Venezuela, El Salvador, Turkey, Russia. These people get paid on a Friday and may be facing a different rate of inflation by the following Friday. We're talking 20, 30, 40, 50% inflation rates. The only option for these people is to exit their currency as quickly as possible. A great way for them to do that is Bitcoin. A lot of people in these situations also flee their authoritarian government. Refugees who would otherwise need to leave their savings behind in the past can now walk anywhere in the world with 12 words memorized in their brain. So Bitcoin is an asset circulating on a network governed by a protocol that's based on an ideology. It provides us with a rational, scientifically sound foundation for the first time in history, sound economic foundation for the first time in human history. This is not like anything else. So what I would recommend is that you try buying a small amount of Bitcoin, whatever small means to you. It can be $5, $10 worth of Bitcoin, and play with it. Try to send it to a friend or a family member. You can use an app like Strike. It's a great app to do this. It's available on iOS and Android. And also, I would stick to Bitcoin only exchanges. Avoid crypto. These things are mostly unregistered securities and scams. Focus on Bitcoin only because there's no second best. Place to do that, like I said, is Strike. Another great option is Swan Bitcoin, available on desktop, mobile. You can use River. And once you have experimented with buying and maybe sending to a friend on some of these services, once you're looking to secure your Bitcoin and hold it more long term, you would do so on a hardware device like the Blockstream J. Again, a Bitcoin only device where you're truly taking self sovereignty over your money. It's truly in your own control and no one can take it from you. I hope to do more videos on the specifics of how exactly all of these things work and how to do this yourself. But if you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.